Hello, Leland. Good evening. Myself, Abhilash. I'm your friend.
Yeah.
So today, I would need your help for my Technology and Science Society project. I'm here to discuss about a new technology which you have experienced in your life and you're using every day for your lifetime work. Okay. So today, I'm going to discuss this topic and I'll ask some questions so you can help me for my project.
Sounds good.
Um, so, can you please tell me the new technology which are going to introduce me?
Okay. Yeah, the program I'm going to talk about today is Bluebeam Review. It's
Okay,
alternate to Adobe Acrobat,
okay,
and I didn't know anything about it before I came to Pittsburgh State. And when I think it was my first class, we had an assignment in linking things in Bluebeam. So what Bluebeam does is it allows what used to be only on paper documents to be transferred into a digital form and then automatically sent out or updated to people in the field. People in the field can make notes on the plans, the PDFs, can use it for estimating. They have a scale tool in there where you can do estimate quantities. So that's a general idea of what it is.
okay. Oh, that sounds great. I need to ask one question. When did you become aware of it?
Spring of 2014, in my construction, what was it? Concrete and masonry methods of materials class. So that was the class where we had to uh, open it up and link parts of a drawing to other parts of a drawing. Um, Found out later that there are automatic ways to do that, but yeah,
Okay,
2014.
okay. So, when did you started using it?
We used it a little bit in that class, 2014, and then um, anymore at the on in the labs I use on campus. It is the PDF um, program that comes up like anytime you open a PDF, it's Bluebeam Review, and we'll have to use it in class, or I'll often use it in class for if we have to reference drawings when the teacher's talking. For in my estimating class right now, I use it every class period. Um, and so yeah, it's I've used it fairly frequently. First, I kind of shied away from it because I wasn't familiar with it. But
Okay. What was the early technology before the Blue Beam?
before, all that I know of Bluebeam before, or what would have been similar before, would have been Adobe Acrobat, and then before that, even it would have been just the actual paper drawings. And so Bluebeam takes, it could be any size of drawings. As far as I know, there isn't a size limitation, and converts it into the PDF version. So the plans are typically generated by AutoCAD, but it's anything that you could convert to a PDF. Bluebeam, you can use Bluebeam with, I believe. Um, so before with the paper documents, I worked in a concrete forming rental company, and they rented out the concrete forms, and so we'd get a set of plans, and I'd have to look at the plans and do a physical count of everything that was on the plans that we would rent out.
Okay,
But I remember one time I called the company and I'd received a set of plans and it was old set, so they had to send me a new set so I could do an accurate takeoff of our product. And so this having Bluebeam kind of eliminates that. Whenever there's an updated drawing, it's sent out immediately. It can update immediately, I believe. Or there are other competitors to Bluebeam which offer similar functions. So it's very easily updated. You can get the drawings right away, just an email away, pretty much, rather than waiting for shipping on a whole set of drawings and the cost of printing a whole set of drawings.
okay. So, do you have any idea when this Blue Beam was introduced?
I don't know exactly when it was introduced, like into the market. I just read that the company was founded in 2002. I'm not sure what led to the development of it. I guess they probably saw a niche that they could fill in the construction industry if they could focus on providing services to the construction specific tasks. So
Okay. So, what is the difference between your AutoCAD and this Blue Beam?
AutoCAD is like a creation of drawings.
Mm.
It's more like you compare it like a Word program to Adobe. This one, so AutoCAD you use to create it. Bluebeam you use to uh, mm, make markups, edit it. You don't use it to create. It's more of a it's like having a paper copy in your hands and marking on it. Only it's electronic. I don't know quite how to answer that best, but yeah, AutoCAD would just be a tool that interrelates with Bluebeam in that you can convert it AutoCAD drawings to PDFs.
Okay, yeah. So what are the perceptions for this Bluebeam?
Um, my my initial perceptions were I did not like it. Like I don't like having things only online. I like having paper copies, and so um, there will probably come a day when it is all electronic, and some companies, construction companies, are also going to um, like digital only. So that's the way the industry is going. So that I was resistant to it, probably because I wasn't familiar. But
Okay.
now that I'm more familiar, I I'm seeing the purpose of it. I know I'm going to have to use it in my summer internship, or
Mm-hmm.
I believe I will, and so I want to be experienced in it and know how to use it so I can be a good employee.
Okay. So what do you think after using this Bluebeam, how your present life has been changed?
It's been a learning experience. So first, when you use a technology, first off, it's not saving you time because you're having to spend time to learn the program. But once you invest that time, I think I will recoup the time I put in over the long term because of how it's going to cut down on my um, having to copy things or add up things. It will do some of that automatically for me. Um, yeah, it will. I will be using it as far as I know on a day-to-day basis when I get out into the industry. So it's something it's kind of like a forced reality that I'll have to adjust to. So it will change it. It will make things simpler. It will make speed up things. Not having to wait for like old copies of or new copies of old drawings. They show up. There are other programs that are similar to Bluebeam
Yeah.
that the industry uses, and I'm not sure. I've heard a little bit about them, and so I'm sure I'll use some of them too. But Bluebeam makes it easy to do to modify to highlight things for takeoff. For trying to think of what other things I could use it for.
Okay.
I haven't explored all of its capabilities yet, but it's quite popular in the industry.
So you think that compared to the paper drawings, this Bluebeam drawing will give you the time saving effect mainly?
Yeah, I think so. Mainly because of what's lost in translation. When if I have to wait to bid a job until I get a new set of drawings, that's costing. It's a delay in everything, and so the customer won't be as satisfied because I'm taking longer to get the project out there. Um, Before that was a necessity because there weren't other options. There were just paper copies, or mainly paper copies, and now that's becoming more of an option that you can get this updated automatically. And the other thing you can do, I don't know if you can do it with Bluebeam, but there are other similar programs where you can, if you're out in the field, you can. The nice thing about this, you can have it on an iPad. If you're out in the field, you're making a tour of the building. You can make a mark. You can use it what they call for redlining, like as built, how the building was actually put together. You
Okay.
can if a part of the plan changed, you can use it to mark up what changed, I believe. And you can also, some programs let you take photos and link the photo to a RFI, or request for information. And
Mm-hmm.
then when you look at the plan, everybody who has that set of drawings can see the question about the RFI
Okay.
or the note about what's changed on it. And it updates automatically as soon as you enter that or as soon as you post a picture.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure, like I said, I'm not totally sure on Bluebeam if it allows you to do that, but there are other similar programs that do.
Okay. So what are the main advantages for the students of PSU who are using this Bluebeam review?
Ah, it prepares us for the industry. We, the people in industry are, it's been, I've heard that the construction industry is kind of behind the times as far as implementing technology. And so if it gives us an edge over students, other students who haven't learned it, I mean, that's one thing I can put on my resume that I have worked with Bluebeam. I'm familiar with it. Um, I have a classmate who works for a company, and he is introducing it to the company that he works for. So it's allowing him to make a positive impact in his industry, and providing time-saving solutions for that, and benefiting him because it's his senior project, I believe, as well. The implementation of that in his own company,
Okay.
or the company he works for.
Okay. So what are the basic disadvantages with this Blue Beam?
Well, it's depend. I guess one thing I think of right off the bat is that it's dependent on having Wi-Fi or internet access, or if your technology breaks down, you drop your iPad and you can't see the screen. Um, Not everyone has the technology, or is familiar with it, and so if you're dealing with an older generation of construction uh, people in the construction industry, they're not going to be as familiar with it. There may be a lack of there may be what we call a disconnect between their understanding and our understanding, and it's going to could complicate things some. But I think once people realize that they're going to have to adjust to it, or that it's the way the industry is going, more and more people will use it, and it will be a benefit to the students to learn it now.
So do you think this Blue Beam will change the scenario for the construction companies?
Yeah, I think so. I think it is changing it some. Technology is speeding things up. Just to have the access of plans in your pocket or an iPad rather than having to unfold, a set of drawings. One of the things we have in the construction school, or the School of Construction at PSU, is a iPlan table. They have 3 of them, and they're handy for Bluebeam because you can pull up the whole set of plans, and you can see the whole set, and you can make your notes, and it's just like having a big set of plans. One disadvantage, looking back on that question, one disadvantage is maybe it's on a small screen, so you can't see the whole plan right away, but you can zoom in and see the features, so it kind of balances itself out. I've heard of one company that actually purchased one of these. I believe they had one on every floor of a hospital project. They were doing an iPlan table, and then they had their electronic copies of their plans on it, and everything was updated automatically. And they invested in it because they realized it was where the industry was going, or they believed it to be going in this direction. And so and I believe they figured that it did save them money because of the lack of, or less inefficiencies,
Okay.
and miscommunications, because they had this tool. So.
Okay. So that's nice to hear about Blue Beam. So I just need to ask the last question. What is the overall your feeling on technology? The gradual increase, yeah, the gradual increase of the technology. How it has been changing your life in your
Um,
daily life?
that's a good question. I feel like it has sped things up a lot, and I think we long for. I mean, I personally kind of long for uh, more relaxed, a slowed down, um, slightly disconnected, because I feel like we can be too active sometimes, and so I wish that we uh, we didn't have to rely on it as much. I don't like having to rely on it, but I'm gradually becoming comfortable with it, and as I become comfortable, I or know how to use it, then I accept it more. But there's always this reservation in the back of my mind and heart that I'm kind of resistant to it. But
Okay. So I think technology will help us, both of us, to earn something good in the future.
yeah,
Hope so. So thank you very much
yeah,
for
no
your
problem.
time,
I'm happy to
and
help
hope
you.
so I understood something from the Blue Beam, and I think I should use this Blue Beam in my future
Yeah, I
for
hope
my projects.
you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yep.
Thank you, Leland.
You're welcome. Yep.
Yeah.
Bye.